Hello everyone, in this video what we're going to look on is how we evaluate functions, right? So the first example I have is f of x is equal to 3x plus 2. Find the value of f of 4, right? So we know that f of x, right, which is a function, is equal to 3x plus 2. Now we want to find the value of f of 4. So remember that this 4 here is the input value. So wherever we see x in this expression here, we are going to replace x with 4. So f of 4 is therefore going to equal to 3 times 4 plus 2. And you just simplify this. So 3 times 4, that gives you 12 plus 2. Therefore, 12 plus 2 is equal to 14. So therefore, f of 4 is equal to 14. Now we want to find f of 0. So therefore now we know that f of 0 is going to equal to the function that is given, which is 3x plus 2. So we're going to write 3, but instead of putting back x, we're going to replace x with the value 0. So we're going to put 0, and then we put back our plus 2. So 3 times 0, that's 0, and 0 plus 2, that's just 2. So therefore, f of 0 is equal to 2. Now we want to find f of negative 2. It's the same idea, just substitution. So f of negative 2 is going to equal to 3. Instead of writing back x, you replace x with negative 2. And you put back here plus 2. So you just simplify this. So 3 times negative 2, that gives us negative 6 plus 2. And negative 6 plus 2, and the signs are different, you subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. So this is going to be negative 4. Now let's look at example number 2. Example number 2, we're given h of x. So we're given h of x, right? So we're given h of x, which is a function here, is equal to 5x squared minus 1. And we are asked to find the value of h of 2. So therefore, h of 2 is going to equal to this function here, but you're going to write 5. Instead of putting back x, you replace it with 2. So you open a bracket, you put 2, you put the square, minus 1, and then you simplify this and you are finished. So remember the order of operation. You must do the exponent first. So it's going to be 5 times 2 square means 2 times 2. So 2 times 2, that's going to give us 4. Right? Minus 1. So 5 fours is 20, and 20 minus 1, that's just 19. We're also asked to find h of negative 2. H of negative 2 is going to equal to 5. Substitute our value, which is negative 2 for x, so it's going to be negative 2 in bracket all squared minus 1, and then we simplify this. So negative 2 all squared, that's going to give us 4, so it's going to be 5 times 4 5 fours is 20 minus 1, that's just 19. So therefore, h of negative 2 is also equal to 19. Now, let's say we want to find h of 0. So therefore, h of 0 is going to equal to 5. Substitute 0 for x. So it's going to be 0 all squared minus 1. And 5 times 0 all squared, all of that is a 0. So therefore, h of 0 is just equal to negative 1. So we have the question, if f of x is equal to 2x squared and g of x is equal to 4 minus 3x, find the value of f of 1. So we know that f of x is equal to 2x squared. So we need to find the value of f of 1, right? So f of 1 is going to equal to 2. Where we see x, we replace x with the value 1. So we open a bracket to show our substitution. And 1 must raise to the second power. All you need to do at this stage is to simplify. So 1 square means 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 2, that's just 2. So therefore, f of 1 is equal to 2. We're also asked to find f of negative 2. So we know that f of negative 2 is going to equal to 2, open bracket. We are going to replace x with negative 2, so it's going to be negative 2 all squared. And then you simplify this, so it's going to be 2 times negative 2 all squared, that's just positive 4. And 2 times 4, that's just give us 8. So therefore, f of negative 2 is equal to 8. We're also asked to find the value of g of 2. But we know that g of x is actually equal to 4 minus 3x. So therefore, g of 2 is going to equal to 4 minus 3, open bracket. Instead of putting by x, replace x with the value of 2. So it's going to be 2. I will close our bracket. Then you simplify this and you are finished. So it's going to be 4. Because there's a minus sign here, you have to treat this as negative 3. So it's going to be negative 3 times 2. That gives us negative 6. And 4 minus 6, that gives us negative 2. So therefore, g of 2 is equal to negative 2. We're also asked to find g of negative 2. So g of negative 2 is going to equal to 4 minus 3, open bracket, negative 2. Simplify this, we get 4. Remember to treat this minus 3 as negative 3. So negative 3 times a negative 2, that's going to give us a positive 6. And 4 plus 6, that's going to give us 10. So therefore, g of negative 2 is equal to 10. Note that g of positive 2 is equal to negative 2. Alright, 2 different things. Now we are also asked to find f of 0. So f of 0 is going to equal to 2x squared. So we're going to put 2. Instead of putting back x, replace x with 0. And 0 should be raised to the second power. So therefore, f of 0 here is just going to equal to 0. Now we're asked to find f of x. So we're asked to find f of x plus g of x. Now we know that f of x is just equal to 2x squared. So this is just 2x squared plus g of x, and g of x is just equal to 4 minus 3x. All we can do is just rearrange this to set it up. It is a quadratic function. We can rearrange it. If we rearrange this, this is just the same thing as saying 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. And you're finished there. For the next one, we're asked to find g of a. So we're asked to find g of a. G of a is going to equal to 4 minus 3. Where we see x, we replace it with a. So it's just going to be minus 3 times a. Alright. And when we simplify this, all we're going to get is just 4 minus 3a. So therefore, g of a is equal to 4 minus 3a. So the last one, we're asked to find g of k minus 1. Again, it's a substitution. So we know that g of k minus 1 is going to equal to 4 minus 3, open bracket. Instead of putting back x, we're going to replace that with just k minus 1. So it's going to be k minus 1. All we need to do is to simplify this and we're finished. So it's going to be 4. We have to treat this minus 3 as negative 3. So what we're going to do is to take this negative 3 to multiply each term inside of the bracket. So we're going to take negative 3 to multiply the k, and then take negative 3 to multiply negative 1. So negative 3 times k, that's going to give us minus 3k. And negative 3 times negative 1, that's going to give us positive 3. And then we simplify this. So if we simplify this, we can add 4 plus 3, that gives us 7. So what we're going to have is a 7 minus 3k. So therefore, g of k minus 1 is equal to 7 minus 3k. Now to question number 2, we have given that h of x is mapped onto x minus 1 all squared, find the value of h of 1. So we know that h of x here is equal to x minus 1 whole squared, right? And we're asked to find h of 1. So therefore, h of 1 is going to equal to, instead of where we see x here, we're going to replace it with 1. So it's going to be bracket 1 minus 1 all squared. And 1 minus 1, that's a 0. And 0 all squared, that's just 0. So h of 1 here is equal to 0. Also asked to find h of negative 1. So h of negative 1 is going to equal to open bracket negative 1 minus 1 all squared. Now, simplify this. Negative 1 minus negative 1, that's going to give us negative 2 all squared. And the square tells us how many times we need to multiply the base. So this is negative 2 all squared is just saying negative 2 times negative 2, which will give us a final answer of positive 4. So therefore, h of negative 1 is equal to positive 4. Also asked to find h of m. So h of m is going to equal to open bracket. Instead of writing back x, we're going to replace it with m. So it's going to be m minus 1 all squared. We can simplify this. So m minus 1 all squared means m minus 1 times open bracket m minus 1. And then we can use the distributive property to simplify this. So we're going to take each term in this first bracket to multiply each term in this second bracket. So we're going to take m to multiply the first term here, and then we're going to take m to multiply the second term. We're also going to take, we have to treat this 1 as negative 1, so we're going to take negative 1 to multiply m, and then we're going to take negative 1 to multiply negative 1. Alright, so let's do that. Now m times m, that's going to give us m squared. M times negative 1, that's going to give us negative m. Finish with the m now. So we're going to switch to the second term. Because this is minus, we have to treat it as negative 1. So negative 1 times m, that's going to give us negative m. And negative 1 times negative 1, that's going to give us positive 1. All we need to do now is to combine this, combine the middle term, and we're finished. So we're going to keep the first term, which is m squared, minus m, that leaves us with minus 2m, plus 1. And we're finished. So therefore, h of m is equal to m squared minus 2m plus 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this video would have helped you to fully understand how to evaluate functions. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you are new to this channel. Do enjoy the rest of your day.